All right, so welcome everybody to our team call tonight. I just want to, first of all, make sure you have a pen and paper ready. We have a lot to cover tonight, so you're probably going to want to take some notes. And I just wanted to welcome our guests on the call tonight and then start with our recognition for Kellen and for Sarah for the scoring that coach spotlight this week. We just wanted to take a moment and recognize you ladies, and you both have been digging into your business, a lot, especially this past month, and you're staying accountable and demonstrating real leadership, and it's paying off, and we just wanted to recognize you guys for that this week. So we're really proud of you. Good job, ladies. And again, if you are struggling at all, I encourage you guys to reach out to us. Just let us know. I can't say it enough. We're here to help you. We do these calls for you. So whatever you guys need, just let us know. So we're going to dig into the training. I'm going to start with a quote from Ray Higdon. He says, when it comes to your products and services, don't focus on what it is, focus on what it does. It's so true. With the business that we're in, don't put your focus on the challenge packs. Put your focus on what those challenge packs can do for people. Every single person on this call tonight knows we're all walking testimonies of that. We know what the challenge packs can do. We've seen how they've changed us. We've seen how they've changed other people, especially on the inside. So focus on that. Put your focus on what you can do for people and not the focus on the challenge pack itself. I'm going to talk quickly about a formula. It's a social media recruiting formula that Ray Higdon's wife, Jessica, came up with. It has an 80 to 85% success rate. And the main thing you need to know about it is that you need to be genuine. So be genuine about it. So I'm going to go through a few things. Most of us, all of us, are on Facebook. That's our social media. That's our number one social media that we use for the business. So if your conversations are getting awkward or you're not getting enough responses back on your posts and stuff, there could be a couple factors about that. And you may not even realize that you're doing them. You may not know better. If you just make a couple tweaks, it will make a big difference in your business, especially when you're prospecting on Facebook. So the first tweak that I suggest is you might be too focused on your sales versus being real when you message out to people. So I'll say that again. Your first tweak, you might be too focused on your sales versus being real when you message people. Your second tweak to make, don't be too spammy. It's the 20-80 rule. 20% of your daily posts are about your business. 80% of your posts are about you and your awesome self. They're inspirational posts, they're videos, they're tips, they're pictures, there's pictures of your kids. It's your lifestyle that you're selling. So own that. The third tweak is you need to engage with your friends on Facebook outside of messaging. Don't build your relationships only in that messaging thing on Facebook. And I don't think a lot of us do that, but I just want to put it out there that it's really important to be going to people's pages and interacting with them and being genuine about it, showing an interest in what's going on in their lives. If they're going on a vacation, comment about it, which will bring me to my next step. So those are the 3 tweaks that you should make on Facebook. And then there's the formula. The formula has 3 steps to it. The first step is why you're contacting them. The second step, give them a compliment. The third step is ask a question. So why you're contacting them, give them a compliment, because the person receiving this compliment will be much more open and have their guard down if they're receiving a random message from you. And the third step is ask a question. So this is what I've been doing. Stacy is kind of digging into this too. I've been training her on it. You're going to go to existing friends and you're going to go to their page. You're going to like a couple of their posts or comment on some of their posts. And these are people that you have not talked to in a while. You're going to reach out to them. Just like and comment. And then the next day, you're going to go back and you're going to, for example, let's say Liz posted on Facebook a dinner that she made for her family and it looked really good. So I would go to her page. Hold on, let me just mute. Okay. So I would go to her page, I would like it or comment on it. And then I'm going to go and send her a personal message. And this is what my message is going to say. Hey Liz, I just saw a picture of the dinner you made your family. It looks delicious. I realize we haven't talked in a while. How are things? There's your icebreaker. You just opened up a whole new conversation. You first told her why you're contacting her. You're contacting her because you saw her post. You gave her a compliment. Her dinner looked delicious. You asked a question. How is it going? You left it open for the conversation to keep going back and forth. So she's going to respond back. So I don't want you to overthink your message. It just needs to be that simple, those 3 simple steps. You need to just be genuine with it. And then when she responds back, because she's going to say something back, you go back into the form process. And this is where Gina's going to explain. I know we've heard it a few times, but Gina's going to explain some more about the form process real quick.
Okay, could you hear me? Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I want everyone to write this down, please, in capital letters because it's so important. So never, ever start a conversation with anyone, not a close friend or even a family member, with a direct invite. I mean, think about it, how you would feel being approached this way. Someone trying to sell you something or asking you to join something that costs money that you haven't heard from for a while, you know, it's just not good. So, I mean, unless it's like a little girl selling Girl Scout cookies to you, of course you're going to say yes. So again, never start a conversation with anyone with a direct invite to anything, okay? Again, like Jenny said, you always want to be genuine in any conversation you're having. You want to make it personal to build a relationship and trust. That's the main thing. So like people's basic needs are to belong, to be heard, be accepted, and to be understood. So we really want to make it about them. And this is where form comes in. Like Jenny said, I know we talked about this and getting started right. And some of you had heard this more than a few times, but this concept is so important when reaching out to people. Okay, so let's start out with F for family. Do they have kids? Are they married? Do they have siblings? You want to talk about them, what you see on their Facebook. Okay, next is O for occupation. What does your prospect do for a living? Do they like what they do? Do they like what do they like about it? What do they dislike? Or are they in school for what? What do they like about it? What are they trying to do with their occupation? So you always want to start out with either family or occupation. I would say for like the younger generation, someone who's not married or have kids, you probably want to go with the occupation or if they're in school or something instead of family first. Okay, next would be R for recreation. What do they do for fun? What kind of hobbies do they have? And what are things you have in common with them? You just want to connect. And then M is message. It's the end result you are aiming for. Okay, so what makes this process easier with connecting is, like Jenny said, scoping out the Facebook page first. I don't know, you want to stop a little, but really by doing this, it will help engaging easier, you know, and just by looking at their pictures, seeing what's going on with their life first before you start trying to connect and message them. So using form allows us to establish trust and gain useful information about them. We want to learn what their likes and dislikes are, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and what motivates and drives them. Because in the long run, that's really going to help us when talking to them in the future about like what their goals and health needs are. Also, it is not about you. The focus is on them. So do not turn the conversation into a me conversation. Of course, you want to connect with them, but you always want to bring it back to them. If they're talking about a story and you connect with them, tell your side of it, but always bring it back to them. And then really, you know, the more you reach out to people and keep doing it, the less insecure you're going to feel about it and the more real it's going to become and genuine. I don't know. I know some of us get worried and feel like it's going to be awkward, but the less you're going to think about this, the more you do it. So now make sure you write this down real quick. Building trust is the ultimate goal. It is not to get a challenge pack, to sell anything. Building trust is key. So I just want you guys to all go into this as you're just trying to get to know people. It's not about selling things. If you had that on your mind, I'm going to sell something, I need this last 2 points to make Success Club, it's not going to be real, it's not going to be genuine, and people are going to get that feeling off of you, especially someone you haven't talked to in a while. You just want to get to know them more and just see what they're about. And if it's not about, if, you know, it never comes up about the challenge pack, that's fine, you know, or about joining the group, that's fine. Just keep the conversation going and keep being involved with these people. I was going to give like an example of what I do. So we talk to people and of course they're going to message me back like, oh, so how are you? What's new with you? So I'd be like, oh, well, I'm a psych nurse and I'm really into fitness now and doing accountability groups online. So maybe in their next message, they'll ask me more about that and ask, oh, so what are these accountability groups, you know? So if they don't ask me, that's fine, but you just want to kind of put it out there in an indirect way and not too pushy, you know? So then the conversation might be flowing that way. And I mean, according to the accountability groups, like you don't have to be like, oh, you want to join my accountability group? You could just mention what you're doing and it might like make a spark in them. So, but again, the ultimate goal is just to build a relationship and trust and forget about the sales. And that's where our assignment comes in. Jenny, you have the assignment?
Yeah, I got the assignments. I really quick just want to say though, what Gina said, that it's really important that if they don't ask you about, if you put it out there that you're into fitness or you run accountability groups and they don't ask any questions about it, it's okay. Because one, they'll remember it. And two, and it's not about the fitness thing. It's about building the relationship like Gina said. You know, I've been almost doing this for a year now, and I have people from July now wanting to join the groups. They're still watching. They're still following your Facebook. All because July wasn't a good time for them doesn't mean that they're never going to do it. So no never means no. It always means just not right now. So keep the conversations going. Stay relevant in their lives. All right. So
exactly.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say like half of the people that join each month for me are people not that I contacted that month. They're people from like 3 months ago, just noticing and keeping track. Like they're always watching, even if you don't think they are. If they're not liking your pictures or anything, just randomly, you'll get a message back from them asking about more. So it's just really important to just, you know, the invites, the power hour, the 5 outgoing, just 5 outgoing 3 times a week, just to say hi, nothing more, you know. Okay, Jenny, do you have?
All right, so the assignment this week is this, and I'm going to post it in our team page. But we are going to challenge you guys to reach out to 10 people this week and apply the formula that I gave you. where you go on their page, you like or comment something, you go and send them a message. The message is going to be based on, you're going to say why you're contacting them, give them a compliment, and ask a question. Never end a message without a question. You always keep that conversation going. So we want you to reach out to 10 people using that formula. And then we want you to tell us the 10 people you're going to reach out to, and then copy and paste your initial message to 3 people. And you can comment, you put it in the comments on our group page, but 3 people, so we can share messages with each other and see what we're saying, and just to inspire each other. And then we have one last part of that. We want you guys to form somebody face to face. Step out of your comfort zone and form someone face to face. You can use the formula that I just gave you. You like a purse they have, comment on the purse, and then use the formula and go into a conversation. It doesn't have to lead into fitness. Just do it face to face with someone. Step out of your comfort zone and push yourself to do it. And then we'll ask you some questions about that too, and I'll post those in the team page as well. Yeah, Gina?
I was just going to say, like, stepping out of your comfort zone, talking to someone, it doesn't have to be in the barber shop or shopping at the grocery store. It could even be someone at work, like someone you hardly talk to, and just spark up that conversation. It's good practice just to talk about what they're about.
All right, next week we're going to dig a little bit deeper into the Facebook part of this, and we're going to do a little bit of Facebook training next week. So if you have any initial questions about Facebook training, send them to me by like Saturday or Sunday so I can kind of do the call based on them. Otherwise, I'm going to do the call based on what Gina and I have already talked about. But if you have anything specific in regards to Facebook, let me know. And we'll try and address those by then. But I'm going to unmute everybody now, and we'll open it up for some Q&A. If anybody has any questions on anything that we just went over. If you don't want to be unmuted, you can remute yourself. But does anybody have any questions on what we just went over?
On the assignment part?
Yeah.
You said reach out to 10 people, and then what was the second thing where you said copy and paste the original message?
3 people. So 3 people, just copy and paste the message that you initially sent to 3 people, and we'll put it in the comments on the Facebook page when I post that assignment, just so that we can see, how everyone's starting their conversations and,
Yeah, we might get ideas from each other, just reaching out and saying hi, basically. Anything else, you guys? Ask away.
Anything about anything. Doesn't have to be on the call. Any questions about anything? No? You all got that formula that I went over? Does it make sense? So Stacy, this morning I told you to go on that page and do the like and comment on 3 people. Now tomorrow you can go and send them a message based on a like or comment that you did. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I told Stacy to make a list of 50 people. She sent me a list of 50 people, and she picked 3 people off that list, and she went on their Facebook page and liked and commented so that she can start some new relationships, some new conversations. And it doesn't have to be difficult. Sometimes I think we get so wrapped up in the Success Club and Challenge Pack part of it that we forget that we're really just trying to build relationships. And if it fits someone, it fits someone. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. And all because and I go back to this all the time, I know, but Gina asked me to do this like 2 years ago, and I kept telling her no. I never once liked or commented on any of her pictures or posts or anything. And then 2 years later, now 3 years later, look at me now, So don't judge anyone,
Yeah, exactly. And I know it's going to seem a little awkward, especially if you're just starting out, to reach out to these people that you haven't talked to in a while. But I promise, the more you do it, like I said before, the more real it becomes, the more genuine you are. I mean, it's just saying hi. The worst they could do is not want to talk back to you, you know?
Yeah.
But you just move on.
All right, we have 5 more minutes if anybody has anything else.
So is everyone comfortable with doing this assignment? And
No. Gina came up with the last part, FYI.
well,